The sun beat down relentlessly on the Thar Desert in Pakistan, a vast expanse of golden sand dunes stretching as far as the eye could see. Alon Figu, clad in a dusty cowboy hat and worn leather chaps, rode his horse across the parched landscape. This was Jake, an American cowboy who had found himself in this unlikely place chasing a tall tale of a hidden oasis and a legendary treasure. 4 days, Jake had battled the scorching heat and the deceptive mirages, his water supply dwindling. Just as despair began to set in, a shimmering heat haze on the horizon seemed to solidify into a cluster of date palms, surrounding a pool of crystal-clear water. His heart leaped the oasis. He spurred his horse, Lucky, forward, a renewed sense of hope surging through him. But as they drew closer, a strange tension filled the air. The oasis felt watched. A gust of wind, oddly cool and carrying the scent of exotic spices, swirled around him from the shade of the largest palm tree. A figure materialized. It was a jinn, a powerful desert spirit, with eyes like glowing embers and robes that swirled like sandstorms. He held a curved scimitar, its blade glinting menacingly. "This oasis is under my protection. Outsider," the jinn's voice boomed, echoing across the silent desert. "Turn back, or face my wrath." Jake, though startled, wasn't one to back down. He'd faced rattlesnakes, stampedes, and angry ranchers. A desert spirit was a new challenge, but a challenge nonetheless. He drew his trusty revolver. "I mean no harm, friend," Jake said, trying to keep his voice steady. "Just looking for water and a way through to Ginskofed. Water and passage are for those who prove worthy. You seek a treasure, I sense it, but this treasure belongs to the desert, not to mortal hands." A standoff ensued. The air crackled with unspoken tension. Jake knew he couldn't outrun a spirit, and a gun might not be enough. He needed to think fast. He remembered stories from the local villagers about jinns being bound by ancient rules and riddles. "Tell me," Jake proposed, lowering his gun slightly, "what trial must I pass to prove myself worthy of water and passage? I will face it." The jinn considered this, a flicker of interest in his fiery eyes. "Very well, cowboy. You shall face a trial of wit and courage. There is a hidden spring, deeper within the oasis, guarded by an illusion. Find it, and you may drink. Fail, and you will become another lost soul in the tar." With a swirl of sand, the jinn vanished, leaving Jake alone at the edge of the shimmering pool. Dismounted, letting Lucky drink from the seemingly endless water. Then, with newfound determination, he began his search for the hidden spring, ready to face whatever illusions the desert spirit had conjured. Jake walked around the oasis, his eyes scanning for any hint of the hidden spring. The sun began to dip below the horizon, painting the sky in fiery hues of orange and purple. As darkness crept in, the oasis transformed. The palm trees seemed to sway with a ghostly rhythm, and the air grew heavy with an ethereal chill. Illusions began to manifest, shimmering figures that beckoned him into quicksand, whispers that promised unimaginable riches if he only turned back, and terrifying beasts that snarled from the shadows. But Jake, a man forged in the harsh realities of the Wild West, knew how to separate truth from trickery. He focused on his senses, not his sight. He felt for the subtle differences in the ground, listened for the sound of flowing water beneath the illusionary roars, and smelled for the scent of fresh, untainted earth, and noticed a small patch of desert roses, growing vibrant and green where the surrounding flora was dry and brittle. This wasn't an illusion. Following a hunch, he pushed aside a curtain of thorny bushes that had seemed to be part of an impassable rock face. Just moments before, behind them, nestled in a hidden grotto, was a small, unassuming spring, its water bubbling up from the earth, pure and clear. A wave of relief washed over Jake. He knelt and drank deeply, the cool water revitalizing his weary body. As he rose, the jinn appeared before him once more, no longer menacing, but with a look of grudging respect. "You have passed the trial, cowboy," the jinn conceded, his fiery eyes dimming slightly. "Your senses are keen, and your spirit unyielding. The illusions of the desert could not sway you. The desert holds many tricks, but so does a man who's seen his share of mirages, Jake replied, a small smile touching his lips. Now, about that passage. Tae-jin nodded. The path to the east is yours, unhindered by my influence. As for the treasure you sought, it is not gold or jewels, but the knowledge that true strength lies not in power, but in resilience and clear sight. With a final, lingering glance, the jinn dissipated into a wisp of smoke, leaving the oasis silent once more. Jake replenished his canteens at the hidden spring, a sense of accomplishment warming him. He mounted Lucky, who seemed to have recovered his vigor, and together they rode out of the oasis, leaving the mystical Thar Desert behind. He might not have found a chest of gold, but he had gained something far more valuable. A tale of courage, a test of his immortal against a desert spirit, and the enduring knowledge that even in the most desolate places, resilience and a clear mind could lead to true victory. Jake rose from the hidden spring, the cool, pure water having washed away the last vestiges of his exhaustion. He had passed the trial. As he turned, the jinn materialized once more, not as a threat, but with a flicker of genuine respect in its fiery gaze. You have passed, cowboy, the spirit conceded, its voice now a resonant whisper rather than a booming echo. Your senses are sharp, and your spirit is not easily broken by the illusions of the tar. You possess the resilience required to navigate these sands. Jake tipped his dusty hat. I've learned to trust what I feel, not just what I see. The desert taught me that long ago. Then you understand the desert's lesson, the jinn said, the air around him calming. The treasure you sought is not a chest of gold or jewels. It is the ability to see through the deceptive veil of life and the strength to persist when others give up. This knowledge is the true fortune of the desert wheat. I nod. The jinn simply faded, not in a burst of smoke, but like a shadow dissolving at dawn, leaving the oasis silent and serene. Jake didn't waste the moment. He filled his canteens with the vital water from the secret spring. He mounted Lucky, who seemed to have regained his own vigor from the oasis's bounty. Turning his horse to the east, the path the jinn had promised was now clear, the way ahead unburdened by mirages or spirit mischief. As he rode out of the oasis and back into the vast, silent expanse of the Pakistani desert, Jake knew his quest had ended differently than planned. He didn't have gold, but he had a powerful tale, a reinforced spirit, and the enduring knowledge that he was one of the few men-or cowboys who had faced the jinn and emerged not only alive, but victorious. He rode on, a solitary figure under the vast desert sky, his journey continuing, richer for the challenge he had overcome.